The tips you see in the Be a Better Defender series videos are not the end-all be-all to all defense in every game. In the other games, it may differ how you play defense, and in this game, it may differ how you play defense too. You have the free will to come up with your own tactics. These are just great starting points for any defender who wants to improve on defense and needs a starting point. So please enjoy the video. Alright, today we're going to go over positioning and defensive baiting. If you master this art form, you will always be one step ahead of every runner you ever face, leaving them wondering how you knew what was going to happen and making them think that you have psychic abilities. So the first order of business is talking about the corner base maps. One base on Animus Core, 2 bases on Fort Wolcott, and 2 bases on New York Brewery. Alright, so this is the center of the base from the first part of Wolcott. As you can see, it's just a straight up corner. This is exactly what I mean by corner base. It's just a big V, and that, like basically the entrances to this are very minimal. It's this one in the boxes that go over it, this lane over here in the boxes that you can go over it with, this chase breaker that you can go right through, this door right here with the staircase, and then this whole back lane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entrances. Not that many entrances to cover, and as 2 defenders, you can split that up into 2.5 each, because you can both cover both your entrances and then that main chase breaker. If someone does manage to get past you and into your base, they're going to leave out opposite of what they came in most of the times, and by then you're going to want to just go back, because if they come through this side that I'm on and somehow get past me, they're going to run towards my other defender. My job, instead of chasing that guy from behind, is to run to the middle of the map and wait for anything that happens. If they kill them, then I just run back to my spot. If they stun them, then I try to cut them off and wait for a teleport at the same time. The only interference with that, and the only imperfection with that plan, is someone who's going to try and support them. And if they do that, then your other defender is probably already up by then and can chase down the person, as well as letting your runners U-turn on them, which, look down on it or not, is how things can go. The same thing goes for this side of the map. It's a little bit different because we run a 1 in 1 out instead of a 2 lane defenders, but it's still pretty much the same thing. When someone gets past you, then the other one has to adjust for it. But anyway, so those are 2 of the entrances. Here's a 3rd one, a 4th one, 5th one, and the 6th one. So there's 6 entrances on this map. I've already gone over how the lanes work in another video on this exact same spot, and this is almost exactly the same clip. But yeah, basically saying that on any corner maps, you're in front of the person when they get the artifact most of the times. They can't run backwards because there's a wall there that goes inward, and you can just trap them in that corner. As where if they run out, you just stay in front of them until they have to meet you, because they can't get out of your side without eventually leaving the side of that cup, and the cup being the corner map, whatever you want to call it, the V. You have to meet them. There's no way for them to get out unless they teleport. It's not like other maps where you can run from all kinds of different directions into the base. You have to come from right or left. You can come down the middle too, but that's 3 options for you. That's why corner maps are probably the best for shutting down high octane offenses. So here we are on Animus Core, another corner base map, just this side though. I'm standing in where the center of the circle would be under the big tower in the middle. And yeah, I pretty much just want to come up here and show you, like, on this side of the map, I like to run a 1 in 1 out, and it's pretty much there's always got to be a base defender standing right where I'm pacing back and forth through. And there has to be someone on the border who's roaming if they choose to roam. And you switch out locks like most 1 in 1 outs do, and you adjust to who gets past who, and you communicate like everyone does here should. Here are the lanes, just those 2 buildings and that lane in between them, that chase breaker, this lane right here, the top of that building, the lane right here with that chase breaker you can come through to get here, this building and that chase breaker right under it, and then this back lane over here. Not too many lanes, definitely more than Wolcott, and it's a lot more wide open than Wolcott is. But there's 2 big buildings that block your view from things. That's why you need a border guarder. But yeah, like the whole V corner map cup shaped entrance thing is basically just enclosing runners. They can't do much in the back corner because there's not much to do back there. So the only way they can do things is to get out from either side or in the middle, and they're probably not going to go through the middle because they know you're going to be there. So it's right or left for them, and that's not very many options. So corner maps are really easy to defend on, if you get my drift. One last thing I wanted to mention is that sometimes runners will just stay back here behind this big block and, you know, try to avoid until their teleport comes back up or support comes to help out. And if they do that, you need to be patient, because eventually they're going to lose patience and try to get out, or they're going to teleport, and then you just need to be ready for when their teleport happens, with a counter teleport or just being in position. Because if they see you run out for their teleport, they're going to run back to where they think you're not, and they're going to try and get out, and then you can just cut them off. It's really all about who's the most patient and who gets antsy first. And if you get antsy first, you're going to mess up and you're going to make mistakes, and then you're going to lose. Alright, so I'm going to beat this into your head one last time. I'm going to put an annotation at the bottom of the video right now to skip this last part for brewery. But this side of the map only has 5 entrances, and it's in a corner, and the other side is the same exact thing pretty much. And over here there's even a hay bale that the runner can even accidentally fall into. So when I say the runners can be encased, enclosed, whatever, I really mean that, like, if you are patient enough to just let them, if they get past you, instead of chasing them down and running into their smoke bomb and, you know, watching them teleport out or whatever, you need to just be patient and, like, psych them out almost. If they're like running back and forth trying to figure out how to get past you, you know, then just let them do that. Don't run towards them and give them an outing, because they will take that outing with their smoke bomb or their knife, and they may knife you and smoke bomb you, regardless, because they can throw both of those abilities. That doesn't matter, because then they have no smoke and no knife, or just not one or the other, and that's one more ability that they can't use to stop you when you get back up with your resistance. Same with your other defender. And as long as you're communicating with your other defender, I mean, it's really hard to get, like, out of these bases against good defenders who know how to communicate and know how to play good zone defense inside of a corner base. Like, it's a no-brainer. Alright, so here's a match on Fort Wilcott in a corner base against WOC, where I actually have some pretty bad positioning, and I just wanted to show you an example. Blood Edge comes in here, and I immediately chase him from behind and get stuck in his smoke bomb, because I don't have shield, and to be honest, I would have used it there, because I wasn't that great back then, but, you know, it's when I was still learning. And if I had just played a little bit smarter and gone to the front of the base to where he would have jumped off into the base, he wouldn't have jumped off, and he probably would have had to backtrack, and that's what good positioning would have done, but that's not good positioning. So a good show of good patience that is needed to play in this type of base is actually right here. I don't even charge in at her. I mean, it's kind of because I'm trying to get the lock off, but because of how slow I walk, she throws a knife at me and runs in. And yeah, I throw a knife at her too, but even if I didn't throw the knife, kill was right there to take out that person, and that's because I was most likely saying that they were getting past me. And that's good communication, which can save you a lot of time and abilities of your own just by, you know, being communicative with your other defender, having patience, and just thinking through things instead of rushing in like a maniac. So a quick recap of what we've gone over so far in this video is pretty simple. It's just when in a V-shaped corner map, cup shape, whatever you want to call it, be patient. If you don't cut them off when they first enter your base and they get into the circle, do not chase them into the circle, because they will smoke bomb you, they will knife you, they will do anything, and you'll be sitting in there stunned while they're running out, probably away from your other defender. If you just sit there and wait, they will be put into a panic, and they will start doing stupid things, and they'll either run into you or they'll run straight into the other defender. Do not waste an ability on them until they waste one on you. Do not run in and try to waste their abilities. Let them come at you, and they will come at you because they have to do something. The longer they have the artifact and they're sitting there doing nothing, the longer they can, you know, it delays their teammate from getting the artifact as well. And yes, they can come in and support, but then you can just kill their teammate and kill them, and then they have to start all over again. Good zone defense can buy you a lot of time and really tick off the other team. Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Apex 27, and finally got episode 4 out after like 3 weeks almost, I think, maybe 4, I'm not entirely sure. I had a Sony Vegas screw up, and it kept me, like, it was just not loading and stuff, and it took me a few weeks to get fixed because I wasn't really sure about how to go doing it, but I finally got it fixed, and hopefully it stays this way and I can just keep on making videos. If not, I'll try to fix it again, but if it breaks again, I obviously have the worst luck in the world. Anyway, I said this video would be defensive positioning and defensive baiting, and as I said last video, it had enough to go over 10 minutes, and it definitely did. I could probably still make another video and a half, maybe 2 more videos about this subject, because it's actually really in depth. Some subjects I can actually go in that much depth in, like, normally, but not as much as this. This is definitely the most in-depth thing I can go into probably, and it's one of the most complex things about defense. So I might make another part. Definitely will. I might make a third part is what I'm trying to say. So who knows? But definitely a second part coming out probably in a few more days. I don't even want to wait a week for this to happen. I want to do it now. So a few more days, and hopefully I'll have that second part out. But anyway, until then, this has been Apex 27, and adios for now.